We are about to do an extreme rebuild of the Pittsburgh Pirates. What this entails is trading everybody over the age of 26, getting younger with prospects, and trying to win that way. I have turned budgets off, so we will be signing free agents. This is almost like a whole new owner has came in here and completely changed the philosophy of the organization. We're going to start off here by trading David Bednar for Drew Jones and Tommy Troy. Phillies were gracious enough to give us Aiden Miller, who I know really develops well in this game. Go out and get Rhett Lauder for Mitch Keller. This one will probably hurt the most for Pirates fans, but we're trading Hayes and McCutchen for Painter and Crawford. We're trading these three guys for Dylan Cruz. Let's do it. The rest of these guys I'm going to trade away are like filler guys, so I'll just let you know what the team looks like after. So here's how we're looking starting pitching-wise. It's just a bunch of prospects, basically. Relievers, we don't have much of anything that's any good at all. Closers, same thing. Catcher, we got Henry Davis, who hopefully will develop. Andy Rodriguez, who hopefully will develop. And Ethan Salas. Need one of these to be a good catcher, and then, if the other one develops, we'll move him to first base. As you see, we have nothing at first base, so that's going to be a problem, but we can always move players. Second base, these guys, maybe there'll be something. I doubt it. Tamar Johnson, we're really, hoping that he'll be good. Third base, Aiden Miller is probably the future there. We'll see what Jared is. Shortstop should be O'Neal Cruz's job. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. We'll see in this sim how he does. But also Tommy Troy's in here. Jack will be in left. Center's Riley Green. We got Drew Jones coming up as well. Right field will be Dylan Cruz at some point. We are tanking this first season, no doubt about it. We're trying to get draft picks, try to get better. We'll try to sign free agents in this offseason if there's anybody that's worth it. Pretty solid draft here as we get a 70 overall, 89 potential closer, 72 overall, 85 potential second baseman, and then a high B potential relief pitcher as well. So as we thought, the Pirates sucked. Okay. We did spend money, brought in some star power, got Juan Soto in here. We were able to trade Sawinski for Kyle Manzardo, so he's going to be our starting first baseman this season. Here's what our roster looks like going into year 2. Obviously, it's just a whole bunch of development at this point. Just let these guys develop and see what we can get. And then Juan Soto, of course. O'Neal Cruz has been sucking, and his overall is going down. So I'm going to trade him before he is trash. We trade him for Reed Detmers, who is appearing to have a decent year, and he's an A potential, and he's younger. A little upgrade here, we're trading Mitch Jebb for Lombard Jr., who's younger and B potential. Our first overall pick was wound up being a 77 overall, so he's going to play next year for us, but only 85 potential. Not tremendous. Considering this is the guy I passed on. Yeah. So we won 10 more games than last year. Soto had a really good year. So did Johan. Detmers had a good year. Skeens actually really picked it up towards the end of the year. He was terrible. He had a 7 ERA for a while. Same with Kyle Harrison and same with Painter. They got their ERAs down a little bit, so hopefully that means they're going to be better next year. Solamento had a solid season. Jose was tremendous. Eddie, not a bad year for his rookie season. And Peter, really good too for his rookie season. Here was Henry, Ethan Salas, and Andy Rodriguez. Not much to write home about yet at catcher. Kyle had an okay year here at first base. He's developing. Here's the second base situation. Tamar, really good in limited action. Jared, pretty solid season there at third base. Aiden Miller got hurt. Piguero, Drew Jones got hurt too. Riley Green got hurt too. Justin Crawford did okay this year at center. Juan Soto, you know him. Dylan Cruz, also not terrible for a rookie year. Spent a lot of big money this offseason. We got Vlad Guerrero Jr., Zach Gallen, and Lane Thomas. Unrealistic, but I moved Dylan Cruz to third base. He's going to play. I'm going to trade Triolo. And we got lucky and won the #1 overall pick again. Really starting to fill out a roster now. We're getting close to being able to compete for real. We'll see how shortstop goes, but we still got some prospects there. Left field should be much better. Center field, hopefully Riley Green's healthy. And we got Ron Soto in right. So I'm liking the way this roster's going. I think we might win about 80 games this year. Maybe I should just let the CPU draft because I just drafted another absolute bust. Pretty close on that 80 win prediction. We actually went over 500 this year. Gallen was solid. Solid again from Johan. Skeens, you know, he was under a 4 ERA, and I guess towards the end of the year he went cold. Detmer's, Castilla, you know, he wasn't too bad for his rookie year. And Painter, I'm hoping one of these 3 guys really breaks out. One of these 4 guys really breaks out, because we need another one of these guys to be a stud. Abreu had an season. I'd kind of regretting trading third baseman for him. Jeffers, though, really good in his rookie year. 19 years old. Not bad. Wells was really good as well in limited time. Eddie was up in the majors most of the year. I don't know why. It's interesting. You know, still waiting for somebody to break out here at catcher. It might be Salas. I mean, he's 19 and 81 overall. Good year from Vlad. Second base, whatever. Third base, really was hoping Cruz would be better. Miller got called up towards the end of the year, too. Shortstop, meh. Lane Thomas sucked. I don't know why I made that trade. Drew Jones was decent, though, in limited at bat, so maybe he'll just play left field next year. Riley Green, solid season. And Juan Soto. No insane spending this offseason, but we did get Gratterall. I lied. We just signed Scooball for, like, really cheap for 5 years. We're going out and making some big-time moves because we're in a good spot right now. Got ourselves Nolan Gorman. He's going to play shortstop because I'm going to show you what our second baseman's doing right now. 29 dingers and 281 with 400 at-bats. Out of nowhere. Drew Jones is killing it, too. That's why we're giving him the left field spot full-time. Breakout season by the boys. 99 wins. And just look at some of this shit. Whew. These dudes were balling. Look at Alonso Lopez, though. Out of nowhere. I thought he sucked. Nolan Gorman, 45 bombs. That's why we traded for him. Drew Jones starting to break out. This is big. May not win the World Series this year, but we're getting close. And Juan Soto. MVP? First rounded by the Cubs. Not surprised. No money spent this offseason. I know we're getting a little cheesy here. I mean, come on. So I want to keep it a little bit kind of realistic-ish. See if we can go win the World Series this year. The team's good enough. I mean, it's stacked. These guys continue to develop. I mean, it's a super team. The show is really starting to screw me over by releasing all my players. 105 wins this year. Skeens is getting better. Scooball, Painter, really good year. Castilla, another good year. He might not have been a bad pick. Harrison, good year. Zach Gallen had a really good year, even though he's really regressing. Abreu, tons of saves. Gratterall, decent year. Jose, decent year. Eddie, decent year. Peter, decent year. Salas was Henry Davis, Both of these. Actually, Henry Davis had a lot of home runs and 198 bats. Vladdy, MVP candidate. Alonso got hurt, but Tamara is playing pretty well. Dylan Cruz thought he would develop a little bit more this year. Overall says he's better than what he is. Aiden Miller, really not developing that much either. Nolan Gorman, solid season again. Drew Jones thought he would be better than what he was. Didn't look like he got that many at-bats for some reason. Riley Green is really breaking out. And Juan Soto with another solid year. Not as good as he has been, but still good. Absolutely ran through the Diamondbacks, winning 19-0 on the last one. Beat the Giants in 6 as well. Now we're going to the World Series. The Pirates have won the World Series. We did it. We only went over on player salaries a little bit, too, so it wasn't like this is a crazy amount that we overspent. Obviously, we got some really good players. I probably should have traded Gallen away. We would have been under that budget, but I didn't really care about the budget. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what team you'd like me to rebuild next if you made it this far. Like, please, if you can. Thank you. Chaos Chris. Peace and out.